As we lean more on GPS for everyday activities, we also expose ourselves to potential vulnerabilities. Imagine driving to a critical meeting and suddenly your navigation app fails. Suddenly, you're lost. As alarming as this scenario seems on a personal level, it is somewhat trivial compared to the other areas of our current society that could go wrong. Disrupting GPS signals can have far-reaching consequences, creating chaos, especially if we consider scenarios involving emergency services or military operations. When it comes to crises, the stakes amplify. There have been documented instances where GPS failures have put lives at risk. In some cases, ambulances have struggled to find their way to emergencies, resulting in delayed response times. You can also think back to a military drone that lost contact during a mission, leading to potential threats to soldiers on the ground. These scenarios highlight not just minor inconveniences, but serious dangers lurking beneath the surface of our GPS dependency. According to Dana Goward, the president of the Resilient Navigation and Timing Foundation,
the US GPS system is highly vulnerable to disruption from both natural and man-made threats. It would ripple through society like a horrendous, damaging tidal wave. This over-reliance on GPS for critical infrastructure and applications makes it a prime target for adversaries. If it were to go away, we would be in a near existential crisis. Without a robust backup system, a major attack or natural disaster could have catastrophic consequences for the nation.
Economic impact. A study by RTI International estimated that the loss of GPS would cost the US economy $1 billion per day. This figure could rise to $1.5 billion per day during critical periods like the April-May planting season for farmers. Transportation GPS is crucial for navigation in aviation, maritime, and ground transportation. Without it, there would be significant disruptions in travel, leading to delays and potential safety risks. Telecommunications GPS timing signals are essential for synchronizing cellular networks. A loss of GPS could lead to communication breakdowns and reduced reliability of wireless services. Financial services. GPS is used for precise timing in financial transactions. Its loss could disrupt stock trading, banking operations, and other financial activities. Emergency services GPS is vital for emergency response systems, including 911 services. Without it, response times could be delayed, impacting public safety. Agriculture. Farmers rely on GPS for precision agriculture, including planting, irrigation, and harvesting. A loss of GPS would hinder these activities, affecting food production and supply. Daily life. Many consumer services, such as ride-sharing and delivery apps, depend on GPS for location tracking. The loss of GPS would disrupt these services, affecting convenience and accessibility. Shifting gears to recent events showcases the deeper implications of GPS dependency. A notable incident occurred where authorities examined a drone hacking attempt that successfully disrupted GPS signals for a short time. Investigators discovered that this kind of interference could not only ground drones, but also manipulate the operations of various critical services, reigniting concerns over national security. Experts highlighted that such vulnerabilities underscore a broader issue, prompting a re-evaluation of how much we lean on GPS for safety and security. In addition, the military has been heavily focused on these vulnerabilities, realizing the importance of developing newer, more resilient systems for navigation and communications. They are actively working on alternatives, but this brings us to a critical point. What if our GPS system fails during a significant crisis? Would we have a dependable backup, or would chaos ensue? The question remains whether our country is prepared for these types of scenarios, and what steps can be taken to mitigate the risks associated with GPS dependency. Researchers from NIST's Physical Measurement Laboratory, in partnership with the U.S. Naval Observatory, which operate the U.S. civilian and military time standards respectively, have identified a possible backup strategy for GPS timing signals. Working with two independent companies, scientists are experimenting with connecting the two government timescales using commercial fiber optic telecommunications networks. The federal timescales, 150 kilometers apart, are ensembles of clocks that generate versions of the International Standard for Time, Coordinated Universal Time, known as UTC, in real time. In this experiment, time signals were sent at regular intervals in both directions between the two locations. Researchers measured the differences between the remote, transmitted, and local time. Results to date indicate that the system potentially could transfer UTC with a stability of under 100 nanoseconds, or billionths of a second, thus meeting the project's original goal, as long as the connection remained unbroken. Dr. David D. Clark, a senior research scientist at MIT Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory, discusses another option for backup of the US GPS system.
Using cellular towers as a backup for the GPS system is a promising approach. Cellular networks are widespread and can provide location data even when GPS signals are unavailable. However, there are challenges to consider, such as the varying accuracy of cell tower triangulation and the need for robust integration with existing systems. While it's not a perfect solution, it can serve as a valuable redundancy in critical applications.
The US Space Force has begun contracting for a project to develop a backup to military GPS. The project, known as Resilient GPS, aims to enhance US military GPS capabilities with smaller, more affordable satellites to supplement the traditional GPS constellation. While the primary idea around Resilient GPS was redundancy, this was not enough for the House to approve of the project. The House Appropriations Defense Subcommittee raised concerns about whether simply adding more satellites would effectively counter threats. Additionally, the program did not address ground equipment vulnerabilities, such as the lack of jamming-resistant M-code user equipment. In summary, we've covered just how crucial GPS is to our daily lives, especially in military and emergency situations, but the risks can't be ignored. It's clear that increased awareness around GPS vulnerabilities is needed alongside exploring potential backup strategies. We can't take our navigation for granted any longer. It's a vital part of our lives that comes with a weighty responsibility. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you ever experienced GPS issues during an important moment? Or do you have any suggestions for alternatives or backups to the system we could use when GPS fails? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing content.